Hello, everyone, and welcome to Invitation to Puzzles. Uh, we have the pleasure of a bunch of puzzles that PhoenixAki submitted to the series. Do note for Invitation to Puzzles, you are welcome to submit anything you have that sort of fits the general vibe of the difficulty. And so PhoenixAki has been making this sort of variant Sudoku 101, variant Sudoku 101 series. And so we're going to go back and we're going to go through those. And there's also a couple puzzles from before there. So let's have a look at these. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So the rules here are as follows. So we have V's, where the digits have to sum to 5. X's, where the digits have to sum to 10. And in this particular puzzle, all possible X's and V's are given. So that means that if two digits aren't separated by an X, they do not sum to 10, which is interesting. And then we have a little bit of disambiguation. So we have these two digits are marked as consecutive. You always need some disambiguation with X's and V's. You need a non-trivial amount, and even one given digit won't do it with X's and V's. If you look at the graph that underlies it, you can see my Sudoku-con talk. I'll have Tristan put a link in the description. In the Sudoku-con talk, I show you what the XV constraint can and can't do. And so you actually need like two given digits or something. In this case, it has been disambiguated by the presence of a white dot and a Dutch whisper. Now, if you're thinking, I've heard of a German whisper, but I've never met the Dutch one before, that's not too surprising because Dutch whispers, for reasons that are evident if you solve many Dutch whispers puzzles, don't show up a lot in puzzles. There's sort of a worse German whisper, in that instead of saying that adjacent digits need to differ by at least 5, we say the digits need to differ by at least 4. Now, in this instance, it's not going to be so bad because it's here just to do a little job of disambiguating how all of the things work with my X's and V's. Okay, so it will perhaps not surprise anyone to note I'm going to start by coloring. Now, there's a ton of different colorings you can do with XV puzzles, and so we may or may not, maybe we will right away actually start coloring the V's differently. So my original thing I was going to do is to say, okay, so these are definitely 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the only digits you can put on a V. And so we can sort of color those all blue for low, and then everything else is high or 5, which get its own special coloring. But I don't actually... Okay, so I guess I can actually do this in the following way. So I'm going to just write in some digits that I think will help maybe make it so I don't have to color this grid. Namely, let's just write in what I just said within this box. These are from 1, 2, 3, 4. This digit is on an X, so it's not 5. But it's not 1, 2, 3, 4 either, because we know where the 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this box are. So this is a 6, 7, 8, 9. And so the key observation here is that this digit differs by at least 4 from a low number and a high number. And if you convince yourself what that means we have to go up by at least 4 from the low digit to this digit. And then we have to go up by at least 4 more to get to this digit. And the only way that works, actually, is if this is 1, 5, 9 with a 4 there. So we've got that 1, 4 and the 2, 3. Now, that means we actually sort of know what the two flavors are. And that's going to let us sort of chase around these V's. So, for example, this 9 is next to 2 1s. That's a V. That's an X. This is going to be a 2, 3. This is going to be a 2, 3. Because it's got a 1. This is going to be a 2, 3. So this is going to be a 1 and a 4, if I look at this with a 9 over there. Okay, that 1, 4 looks down, or this V looks across to mean that this one has to be the 2, 3 flavor. And so this is the 1, 4 flavor, and we again know the order. Looking across there. 4 looks over here, which means this is the 2, 3 flavor of V. And let me just show you what I was originally going to do. We'll go back to where we were, but I just want to show you sort of a general XV strategy. Is that you often know there's 2 flavors of V, but don't know which is which. And so you can sort of color them and know one of these is 1, 4, and one of them is 2, 3. And then you can see things like, oh, this V has got to be purple because that digit's not yellow. And now this V is in a box with a purple, so it's yellow. And now this V over here now looks at a yellow, so it's purple. And now this is in a box with a purple, so it's yellow. This is in a row with a yellow, so it's purple. This is in a column with a purple, so it's yellow. This is in a column with a purple, so it's yellow. And then you can sort of perpetuate this. So this one's the yellow here looks up this, so that's, well, and that's yellow, and then that's purple. And you can often sort of color all the V's very quickly so that you can keep track of this. Now, of course, for us, we didn't need to do this because we actually know better names than yellow and purple. Namely, our names are 1, 4, and 2, 3. But it's worth keeping that in mind. Anyway, so with that in mind, we know that's 1, 4 because of that 2, 3, and that's 1, 4 because of that 2, 3. Oops. Or gray, blue, take your pick. So we've got here, that's going to be a 6 or a 9. So a worthwhile thing is to note this digit is consecutive. That's what the white dot means. If I did not say that during the rules introduction, which I might not have. This number is consecutive with 2 or 3. But because there's a 2, 3 pair in the column, this number is not itself 2 or 3. So that means it's either 1 more or 1 less. So it's 1 or 4. And we've got a lot of sort of 6, 9s floating around these places. That one, that particular 6, 9 that's floating around, we actually know what it is because it's not a 6. So that's a 9 and a 1 and a 4 and a 6. That 1 looks across to give me a 4. It's not consecutive with 2. It's consecutive with 3. So we've got an 8 up there. Okay, so that's a 6 across there. Or it looks across here. It's 1, 4, and 6. This 3 looks up, giving me a 3 and an 8. Let's see. I see this X needs a low digit on it, and that digit is not 1, 2, or 3 by the row. Every X is a combination of a low digit and a high digit. That is one that's less than 4 and one that's more than 5. Less than or equal. One that's less than 5 and one that's more than 5, I should say. So the only low digit available here is a 4. So this is a 4 and a 6. It's looking like we might not have to use the fact that all X's and V's are given too aggressively here. I see a place I can use it, but I'm going to check just to see if I can get away without using it at all. Let's see. I know one of these two is 8. That doesn't sound that useful. Yeah, these are... Okay, that's a 6. I can just do that by Sudoku. So that's a 7. I can do that by Sudoku. So these are a 7, 8. Okay, I think we're supposed to use this now. So the box 5 here, the thing I noticed that made me sort of go on this whole long aside is that I need to put 9 in this box, and I can't put it here because of the fact that all X's and V's are given. It would make this need an X in both directions. So that's actually where the 9 goes. Let's see. This row needs a 6. Oh, in fact, that 6 is actually even placed by Sudoku in this instance. So that's the 5. Let's see. How am I doing on 4s? I seem to have all except that one. I somehow momentarily thought that I could use the negative constraint here, but I cannot. The negative constraint is only on X's and V's, not on such things. Let's see. What else have we? Probably some more Sudoku, like the fact that that is the one for this box and that is the one for this box. What about 9s? Yeah, the 9 now has to go in one of these two cells by Sudoku, but can't go there by negative constraint. Let's see, the 9 over here needs to go in one of these cells, but can't go there by negative constraint, and can't go there because 9 doesn't add to 10 with 2 or 3, somewhat famously. Let's see, so... yeah, the 9 in this box is down there, because can't go next to the 1. And the 9 in this box now has to go in one of these two spots, but can't go in that one because of all sorts of reasons, like that I can't put a 1 with it. And then the last 9 is there. I've got all the 4s placed, so I should probably look at the 6s, and indeed the 6 in this box has to go there, leaving only a 5 left over. Within this column, I seem to have only a 7 left over. I was going to... Oh, I finished 6s. Okay, good. This box needs a 7 and a 5. And funnily enough, I don't think I know what that looks like yet. I do know that this X is 2, 8. That's probably useful. Because it's not 1, 9, 4, 6, or 3, 7, and that's the only other option. It's worth remembering there's always 4 total flavors of X, and so quite often you can use a little bit of Sudoku and figure out which of the flavors a particular X has to be. Not universally, but sometimes. Let's see. Okay, what about... I don't think I know much at all about 2s Sudoku-logically. Yeah, I do not seem to. Let's see, what are these digits and these digits? Yeah, I guess let's start with these. These are a 3 and a 5. They're a 3 and a 5, and I know the order. That'll help a lot. Thank you, Sven. 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a 7. That's a 5. Okay, certainly got a 2, 3, or a 7, 8 on it. Let's see, what's left in this box? We still need a 5, and a 7, and an 8. Okay, that one is only a 5, and now this 2 sorts out that this isn't allowed to be an 8. So we get some 7, 8 stuff up here, and then that 7, 8 sorts out that this isn't allowed to be a 3. Sorts out that up there. That's not a 5, even though I pressed it very confidently that it was a 5. But despite my confidence, it still was not. It's a 3. Let's see. At the bottom of this column, we seem to have a 7. Let's see. Now, it's very often in a negative constraint puzzle worth actually sort of penciling in even 3 digits, which is usually above my threshold, but we can do it here because we might find a negative constraint thing. 8. So this is a 2 or an 8, and so here's a cute trick. This cannot be a 2 or an 8, because if this digit was a 2 or an 8, then that would be 2 2 8s next to each other. They would need an X, and therefore this is a naked 5. Okay, now I've got a 2, 8 pair in this row, and hence we can place what might be the last 5 in the grid. It's not, but it probably is pretty close. There's the last 5 in the grid. Likewise, if you want to see that kind of trick in action again, I see that I have only put 1, 2, 8 in this row 8. I can't put the other one there, so the other one has to go there, and therefore this is a 2, 8 pair. And that 2, 8 pair looks up there at the 3. Which unravels all of that stuff. Let's see. This is a 7, it looks like. That's a 7. There is a 7. Let's see. And this is a 3, which is going to do the last bit. The way the sort of negative constraint came in here at the end was very interesting. Sort of like it wasn't really relevant at the beginning, but we actually used it quite a bit because now this 3 says it can't go next to a 2. 2 and 8. Great work. See if you can spot the patterns in the grid now. Are we doing the 6419 business? Is that the pattern? I see a 419. 641? 641? Are we looking at the roping? I'm not quite sure what pattern they're talking about, but maybe they can let us know in the comments. But thank you for the puzzle submission. Let me know in the comments what you think about puzzles with negative constraints. I know they are quite divisive. Some people absolutely love them. Some people really can't stand them. I'm curious where you sit on that spectrum. So let me know in the comments. Thank you again to Phoenix, and we'll be back soon with more puzzles. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.